game in Indianapolis. A win today for Ohio State and a win against Michigan next week, same deal. Indiana, Ohio State, and here we go. Derek McCormick will send it away. Travion Henderson is the deep man. And he'll start from his own 5-yard line. And Henderson. A solid return, and that will bring on the starting quarterback for Ohio State, the Kansas State transfer, Will Howard.
I tell you, his disposition this year has been so impressive. This guy handles everything, including the injury up front. The biggest story around Ohio State this week is that Will Howard lost his starting center, Seth McLaughlin. So it's a new center in front of him, Carson Hinsman, who played all year last year. But something to watch here early in this game is that center-quarterback exchange, whether it's under center or out of the shotgun. How clean is the exchange between center and quarterback?
And you mean all of last year, Hinsman as the starting center. On first down at the 25. And they'll give it to Judkins, the Ole Miss transfer. And he'll gain 3 yards on the play. Offensively, let's take a look at the world famous.
Yeah, so I already mentioned Hinsman in at center. That's where he started a year ago. Austin Sareveld comes in at left guard. He started the first 2 games of the season over at left guard. And then, of course, Donovan Jackson back at tackle. Henderson and Judkins at running back, but it's really about Abuka and Smith. Jeremiah Smith, one of the best players in all of college football.
Second down and 7 at the 28-yard line. Howard will throw it on second down. Swings it out into the flats. Judkins makes a couple of guys miss. Crosses the line of scrimmage. Gets to the 32-yard line. A gain of 2. Tackled by Terry Jones Jr. defensively for the Hoosiers.
Yeah, this defensive front is very good. C.J. West, very impressed with him on film, number 8 in the interior. Experienced linebackers, both of them JMU transfers with Kurt Signetti, and a secondary that loves to run a lot of zone coverage. They rely on this front 4 to get pressure.
Mikhail Kamara, 9.5 sacks on the season. 3rd down and 5 at the 30. Here's Howard on 3rd down, looking underneath Koffel. Won't be enough for the first down. And Indiana forces Ohio State 3 and out on their opening series. Abuka with the catch and Fisher with the tackle.
I tell you, Will Howard's going to watch the film, and he's going to wish that he would have waited 1 beat longer, because he would have had Henderson out of the backfield. As Abuka comes across the middle, you're going to watch Henderson. He chips, and then he's wide open on the right side. Would have been an easy first down. As it was, that zone defense rallies up, makes the tackle. Fisher loving it.
Joe McGuire comes in to punt it away at the 19. Miles Price, the deep man, number 4. Price camps under it. Inside the 20. Hits the sideline. And goes out of bounds as he crosses the 30-yard line. A 49-yard punt, 11-yard return. And that will bring on Curtis Rourke. Cool Kurt, and he's having a brilliant season.
I touched on the rhythm that he establishes. Gus, when you watch Indiana, their offense is proficient and they're in rhythm, and it starts with number 9, their quarterback. He makes great decisions, but he has an injury that he had earlier in the year against Nebraska. He had surgery on his thumb. He's been terrific since then, but it's just something to be aware of here late in the season.
And he's a big dude, folks. 6'5", 225. 1st and 10 at the 30. And on first down, Ellison crosses the line of scrimmage. Downs chops him down quickly. Offensively for the Hoosiers.
Yeah, up front, this is a group that, with Tyler Stevens at guard, he's replacing Drew Evans, who tore his Achilles a couple of weeks ago, so they've got a backup in there as well. And then on the outside, these guys are really good. Elijah Surratt in particular. Watch out for the back shoulder fades, Gus. They love to throw one-on-one on the outside. Rourke throws it about as well as anybody.
They call Surratt Waffle House because he's open 24/7. Here's Rourke down the field, incomplete. He had a receiver. He couldn't put it on Miles Price. But Price did have a step.
It looked like Rourke was actually surprised that that ball came to him. He was going to go up and change the protection, and it was quick snapped, and then he got the fade, the matchup right down the middle of the field. Good route by Miles Price, just overthrown by Rourke. Would have been a huge completion, but now it brings up a long 3rd down.
They're going to test Denzel Burke and David Igbinosun today. Indiana feels that their 2 corners are a little shaky. 3rd and 9 at the 31. Rourke with time over the middle and caught. First down IU. Miles Price, the senior from Dallas, Texas Tech transfer. Gain of 13.
Great protection up front, and that allows the route to come in from the outside. Here's Price coming in, working from the right side of the offense. And there you see Rourke, just patience, waiting for him to open up. And then there's that signature accuracy. I'm telling you, Gus, this guy is accurate. The wide receivers are constantly winning because Rourke throws them open in those tight windows.
First down and 10 at the 44. Rourke remaining in the shotgun. And will hand it off straight ahead. Ellison. Let's take a look at this Ohio State defense.
A lot of pressure on this front four. Tuimoloau, Williams, Hamilton, Sawyer. They've got to wreak havoc against this IU offense. The linebackers have been tremendous, Styles and Simon. And in the back end, a lot of people think that this could be one of the better secondaries in the country. That's certainly the case at the safety position with Caleb Downs. He's as good as they come, Gus, in America.
Second down and 7 at the 47. Lawton in the game at running back. Rourke, sideline, back shoulder, incomplete. Igbinosun defensively there, but there's a flag, and Igbinosun has been receiving a lot of penalties this year in the secondary for Ohio State.
Yeah, there's no one this year more penalized.
Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage, automatic. First down.
This is a secondary that is going to be attacked. Igbinosun has 10 defensive penalties coming into this game this year. That's tied for the most in college football. 8 of them now have been defensive pass interference. And if they're going to call it close like that, it's going to be a huge advantage for IU on the outside.
17 defensive penalties over the last 2 years for Igbinosun. First and 10 at the 38. Here's a handoff left side. Lawton looking for a crease. And he'll pick up 2 on the play. Big Jack Sawyer with the tackle.
You know, the biggest key for Ohio State's defense when defending the run is, can they keep them to 2s and 3s? Because that means only 2 or 3 yard gains in the run game, so that they can get them behind the schedule like this, second and long, and allow those pass rushers to get after Rourke in an obvious passing situation.
Second down and 8 at the 36. Horton in motion. They'll stay on the ground. Lawton runs into a pile. Cody Simon leading the way. Gain of 3.
Look how deep they're playing here at the second level. Linebackers and safety downs. They want them to hand the football off and then rally up and make the tackle. That's a good stop for Ohio State. This is where they want to be in. Third and manageable, trying to get some pressure on the quarterback.
Third down and 6. At the 34 for IU on their opening series. Rourke. Looking. Rourke steps into his throw over the middle, and it's caught for another first down. Waffle House open 24/7, folks. Elijah Surratt. Gain of 19.
Beautiful job in protection, and as Ohio State drops into zone, you're going to see this zone over the middle of the field is wide open, and that's where Surratt is able to find a little open space, and the Rourke, with the protection that he gets, is able to find him for an easy first down. Good rhythm right now for Indiana.
First and 10 at the Ohio State 15 for Indiana opening series. Ellison, the pistol back. They give it to him. And Ellison will fall forward at the 11-yard line. 4-yard gain. Jack Sawyer with the stop.
Well, I'll tell you, this defense has been one of the best defense, actually the best defense in the red zone all year long in college football. Only 7 touchdowns in those 23 red zone drives. That's the best touchdown red zone percentage in the sport, and they certainly need it here on the first drive of the day.
9th play of the drive that started at the Indiana 30. Second down and 6 at the Ohio State 11. Ellison again. Power running between the tackles for IU. as he leans forward. Sonny Styles with the stop.
You know, I wonder to myself how aggressive Curt Cignetti would be here. If he's willing to go for it on 4th down, there's no reason you can't hand it off here on 3rd down. And 2, you think you got 2 run plays to get 2 yards, you like your math. But if he's unwilling to go for it on 4th down and would just take the points, then they'll throw this ball here on 3rd down.
Indiana 2 of 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. 3rd and 2 at the 7.
Watch out for these pick plays. That's a wide receiver, Miles Cross, out of the backfield.
They'll hand it off. Ellison. And it looks like he has that 1st down.
Good push by that offensive line. Watch these guys up front. They're able to get some push on the defensive tackles. And it makes it an easy carry there for the back. That's Justice Ellison. And Justice Ellison has been very productive for this IU team. Gus, all of these guys are transfers. You know, that's just what you got to assume if it's Indiana, right? Because all of the skill position guys, including Rourke, are transfers, and they've been highly productive their entire career.
1st down and goal at the 4. Ellison next to Rourke. Rourke to throw it underneath, incomplete, flag on the play, and that'll be Igbinosun again. Keyshawn Williams, the intended receiver.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. Foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic 1st down.
They pass off that little cross route, and you see that hold right before the wide receiver breaks towards the ball. He kind of grabs with that left arm. Listen, they're calling it tight already. That's 2 on Igbinosun. Ryan Day doesn't like it, but that's going to be the strike zone today, and that's a strike zone. That is a call. These officials, this favors Indiana in a big way.
1st down and goal to the 2-yard line. Tyson Lawton. Spinning touchdown Hoosiers. How about this on the road? Indiana, opening series, takes it from their 30-yard line, 12 plays, and they'll punch it in on the ground.
Little direct snap. Look, the quarterback is actually offset right there. That's Rourke, and they snap it directly to Tyson Lawton, who's able to spin his way into the goal line. Good job up front covering up that color, and then it's just a great effort from Lawson. And what a series from Indiana. That's exactly what you want on the road in a top 5 matchup.
Nicholas Radicic comes in for the extra point, and it's good. IU. Focused, determined, powers their way into the end zone, and the Hoosiers take a 7-0 lead on the road against Ohio. Elon. Now, James Madison. Now the Hoosiers, and Indiana taking a 7-0 lead as Lawton scores his 10th touchdown of the season, 36th of his career. Tyson Lawton, James Madison transfer. Let's see how Ohio State responds. Travion Henderson, the deep man, lets it go into the end zone for a touchback. So Will Howard and the Ohio State offense back on the field, down by 7. Ohio State great in attendance. Buckeyes down 7-0.
Well, we'll see if they answer here. You know, Gus, it wasn't too long ago, just a few weeks ago, they were down 10-0 on the road against Penn State early in that game, if you remember. And they came out and put together a great offensive series. And so that's what Will Howard and this group will be charged with now. 6:52 left in the first. Indiana right down the field, and the Buckeyes back on offense.
Ohio State, their first drive, 3 and out. They'll start from their own 25. Judkins in the backfield. Quick check down of Buka, and he is drilled immediately. Well defended. Jalen Walker the senior from Richmond, James Madison transfer.
Yeah, this is a great job of him getting outside of the block of G. Scott. So as Jalen Walker gets outside, he's right there to make the tackle. This team is very well coached, Indiana. They are in the proper position defensively. And again, all of these players have a ton of experience. You mentioned Gus, he comes from JMU. Lots of starts there, along with his linebacker mate, Aiden Fisher.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Howard, play action. Sideline throw, caught. They'll turn it up. Arnell Tate. This young man had 2 touchdowns last week against Northwestern. Going back home to Chicago. He's a champion, folks. He lost his mom when he came to Ohio State in a drive-by shooting. He's a 3-pointer better student in the sports industry major here at Ohio State. What a young champion. And he's emerging. Gain of 9. 3rd and 2 at the 33. Howard. And a first down. That's Judkins out of the backfield, picks up the first, and Quinshawn, the Ole Miss transfer, has been doing a great job catching the ball out of the backfield this year.
Yeah, he's a complete back. I really love watching him play. He's got power, he's got speed, he's obviously shifty, and then he can catch it out of the backfield. And really, both of these guys back there for Ohio State, whether it's Travion Henderson or Quinshawn Judkins, that's why I've said I think as a tandem, they're the best backfield in the country.
First down and 10 at the 38. Judkins 76 yards rushing on 15 carries last week against Northwestern. He remains in the game. They'll stretch it out to him. And Judkins will pick up 4, maybe 5 on the play. Coming into this game, 723 yards rushing on the season.
Tell you what, that's good push up front. You know, a big question was about this O-line, right, Gus? I mean, that's all we heard about all week. How are these guys going to play? Hinsman moving to center, Austin Sarabelt at guard, and now they're running over the right side here over Shabola and Fryer. Good push and a block right there by 85 Bennett Christian, the tight end. That's a nice positive run on first down.
Travion Henderson comes in now at running back for Ohio State. 2nd and 5 at the 43. Will Howard with time steps up in the pocket, wants to run it, breaks a tackle, dives forward. Looks like he's close to the first down. And Will Howard, that Kansas State mentality he brings to Ohio State. Colin Klein, Optimus Klein, the quarterback running the football.
Yeah, Colin Klein was his coordinator at Kansas State. Of course, Colin Klein now at Texas A&M with Mike Elko. But these guys, this ability to run the football, and Ryan Day touched on this, and just the importance of your quarterback being able to go and pick up a first down here and there. He thought it would be vital in this game, and there's the first one for Howard.
Will Howard, 6'4", 235, first down and 10. And here's the run with Henderson breaking tackles. He'll slip forward, continues to lean. And Travion Henderson will pick up positive yardage as he stopped by Tyreek Tucker.
Well, the knock against Ryan Day teams have been, Gus, that they weren't physical enough up front. They felt like they proved that they were physical in that last 6 minutes against Penn State, ending the game with the ball on the field with their offense. And here with a rebuilt offensive line in this second series, they're getting some excellent push up front. 2nd
down and 3 at the 45. Howard, play action fake, sideline throw, caught. Arnell Tate once again.
Well, this is a solid rhythm for Ohio State, and this Indiana defense now a bit on their heels. When you sense this rhythm from an Ohio State team, and I know it's Chip Kelly calling the plays now, the new offensive coordinator for the Buckeyes, but you get in this area of the field and you start running it well, watch out for some play action, and then if you get one-on-one with number 4, you always got to be aware of where Jeremiah Smith is.
First down. Howard sprints out, backside throw, and it's caught. Look at him hop through the hole. It's Henderson down the sideline. He'll go out of bounds at the 10, and there's a flag on the play. Travion Henderson. Jerry McGinn is your referee today.
Legal block in the back. Offense, number 75. Foul being forced from the spot of the foul. 10-yard penalty remains, first down.
They call this on Hinsman. Here's the block in the back. Oh boy, I don't know about that. That's a screen. They're throwing a backside screen. Will Howard can't believe it. They fake the ball to Henderson, and then they throw the screen backside to him, and Hinsman is out there, and he's trying to just get a block. Yeah, I don't know about that call.
So they'll back it up. 1st and 20.
You know, Jerry McGinn is our referee, and this crew does have a reputation for being a bit flag happy, and we've already seen that take place here today.
Low snap. Howard handles it. Drops it off to Henderson, and he's gobbled up quickly at midfield. Jacob Mangum Farrar. A loss of 5.
Well, I'll tell you, now it's about Indiana taking advantage of this opportunity. Ohio State way behind the chains here, and there's not much you can do. You can try to get a couple of this back. Now Ohio State's thinking about possibly field goal range. The wind of what there is today is helping them, so their range is probably getting the ball to about the, I would say, the 37, 38-yard line. They need about 12 yards to get in field goal range in the next couple of plays.
Jaden Fielding is their field goal kicker. 2nd down and long. Howard! And he stays on his feet. Tries to scoop it forward. I don't know what they're going to call. Is this an incomplete pass? Was his knee down? Let's see. Carpenter. C.J. West with pressure.
They ran a little bit of a stunt in there on the defensive line. You're right, Carpenter was right there.
Intentionally grounding. Offense, number 18. The ball be placed at the spot of the infraction. Loss of down, 3rd down.
So they drop a grounding flag. He's got his back out there as he's trying to dive and throw it out like that. You can see that's the tight end, G. Scott. Apparently they're saying he's not in the area, and this is just, I mean, at this point you just run the football potentially on 3rd down. Maybe try to throw a screen.
So 3rd down and forever. Howard bouncing. Howard looking. Sideline throw. Carnell Tate goes out of bounds. He'll gain 30 yards on the play.
I mean, that puts them in range, but they also now probably feel like they could go for it on 4th, depending on what they do. That's a beautiful catch from Carnell Tate and a good throw from Howard, who escaped the rush. And now you got a 4th and 10, Gus, and they will go for it. The offense stays on the field.
4th down and 10 at the 35. Howard hit as he throws, and it's caught. Another catch by Carnell Tate. 24 yards. This kid is emerging.
It's a great concept because they run through the safety, and that's allowing this deep zone to be wide open. That's where Carnell Tate settles, and Howard just needed enough time to get there, and Ryan Day loves it. That offensive line doing their job. The rush was almost to Howard, but he had time to get that completion. How about that? Gus, from 3rd and forever to moving the chains. Carnell Tate, 2 quick catches, and the Buckeyes are fired up.
You're a professional baseball player. What's another name for a home run? Tater.
A bomb?
A tater. Buckeyes managed to pull themselves out of a hole. Carnell Tate, 4 catches, 68 yards, all on this drive. He's on the sideline right now. There he is, the young man. 1st down and 10 at the 11. Judkins spinning. Judkins keeps his feet and goes down inside the 10. And that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. Indiana up 7-0, but Ohio State knocking on the door. Back to Columbus after this. Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Reliability for your business is our business. Welcome back to the shoe. IU up 7-0. Ohio State knocking on the door. Let's go downstairs and check in with JT.
Coach, what a start to this game. What does your defense need to do right now to get the stop?
Holding to a field goal. Key to the drill. Hopefully, the timeout, now the break at the quarter, right? They've had a long time to stand over there, get the crowd out of the game a little bit. We can stop them holding the field goal. That's a win for us.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, second down and 8 at the 9. Ohio State can still get a first down. Judkins in the backfield. They'll give it to him running straight ahead. He'll lower his shoulder and get inside the 5-yard line. Some hard running. A pickup of 5 yards on the play. Tackled by Asbury.
I touched on this, you know, in the Indiana drive, but you see the makeup of the play caller and the head coach and how aggressive they'll be with what they choose to do on third down. If they feel like they've got 4 downs to get this year, then they would be okay with running the football, thinking they've got 2 to get it. If not, then they'll go up in the air and put this ball on Will Howard's shoulder.
Third down and 3 at the 4. Travion Henderson in at running back. He's the pistol. They'll give it to him. Cuts it. Leans forward. Let's see where they spot it. It looks like he could be short of that first down. Aiden Fisher, the middle linebacker, with the tackle.
Yeah, it looked like he needed to get all the way to the 1-yard line in order to get that line to gain, and he comes down short of that. About the 1.5-yard line, just over the 2, and it'll be fourth down. And this is that aggressiveness I was talking about. Ryan Day has been more aggressive this year than any time in his career on fourth down, and they'll go for it here.
He's 15 of 21 on fourth down this season. 4th and 1 at the 2. And I don't know. We'll see. Howard says they have it. Indiana says they don't.
I don't think he got there based on that initial surge.
And he didn't get there. Goal line stand for the Hoosiers.
Beautiful job up front. Watch this defensive line. They get low and they win the battle. Shabola, the right guard, gets pushed into the backfield. C.J. West, there he is with his fist raised. He's the one up there that has the size, 317 pounds. There's number 6, Kamara, who is a very productive player from the edge. And IU holds at the goal line, the offense back on the field. What a stop. Kurt Signetti, how about that? You wanted just a field goal? How about a stop on fourth down?
15-play drive, 73 yards covered. No points for the Buckeyes. Ryan Day can't believe it. Indiana takes over. First down at their own 2. I think they're going to look at it, folks. 60 years. The Ohio State drive stalling after going 73 yards.
Well, you can see the push again. Here's C.J. West getting in the backfield. Judkins clearly short, you know, out of the shotgun. That's interesting. They go out of the shotgun in that short yardage. You just wonder if the backup center, Hensman, being in there, maybe he's more comfortable snapping it in the shotgun. But as it is, Buckeye defense back on the field. IU offense. Here we go.
Indiana starts from their own 2. Ellison lines up with Rourke in the backfield. Rourke to throw it. Sideline throw, caught out of bounds, close to the first down. Surratt gains 9.
Every time I see Rourke on film, the ball is out on time. I mean, you talk, the word that comes to mind is always about rhythm with this offense, and it starts with number 9. He hits that back foot, the back step in his drop, and the ball comes out, and he's accurate with it as well. It's very tough to get a rush to him because he's so quick with that release.
Second down and 1 at the 11. This one thrown up top, incomplete. Well covered. Surratt this time. The intended receiver, Igbinosun. No holding on this play.
Well, I tell you, isn't it pretty obvious what the game plan is? They are targeting number 1. Davison Igbinosun is going to be in the crosshairs the entire game. In particular, when you get into big downs, maybe a third down. If he's in a one-on-one situation, in particular that short side of the field, Gus, they're going to target him with any of their big wide receivers.
Third down and 1 at the 11. Here's the handoff, looking for the first down, and they have it with Justice Ellison kept those feet churning, gained 6 yards on 3rd and 1, first down.
Yeah, great effort here from Ellison. Watch as he come across this left side of the offense, and he makes a good cut right there, and then 1, 2, 3 Buckeyes that he's able to break the tackle, get the line to gain, and move the chains. What a run from Justice Ellison.
First down at the 17. Rourke in trouble underneath, has his back. Lawton out of the backfield, but he's dropped immediately by Cody Simon, and what a season Cody Simon is having for Ohio State.
Yeah, I love watching this guy play, whether it's live or on film. He's flying around, and as Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator, will say, he is the heartbeat of the defense. He is the leader out there, and his charisma as well as his energy, they say he bleeds Buckeye red. And this is a guy that is playing as good as anybody in his last season.
Second down and 8. Rourke drops it off to another back out of the backfield, Lawton, as he jitterbugs and gets close to the first down, and gain of 7 in front of Simon.
They've been so good on 3rd down, 4 of 4. We just saw them convert on that 3rd and short on that last set of downs. And what you normally see with Indiana the entire year is that they give themselves just these short yardage opportunities to convert. They're constantly in 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, making life easy on themselves, because now the whole playbook is at their disposal. They can run it, they can throw it, anything that they want to run.
3rd and 1 at the 26. And some movement up front. Tyleek Williams may have jumped offside.
This is going to be a close one, Gus, because you got Williams who's jumping. The tight end is also moving early, James Bamba. Just kind of see there's flags everywhere, because I think there's movement in a lot of places.
False start. Offense, number 48. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That's Bamba.
And it wasn't even over Williams, so Williams gets away with one, Tyleek Williams, because he clearly jumped, and you can see the sheepish grin on his face. Did you see that? He's like, I got away with one there. And Bamba moves the backup tight end, number 48. He'll come out of the game now, and what is going to be more of an obvious passing situation as a little moisture starts to come down here. Oh, we're in November now, aren't we? We got Big Ten football weather now.
Absolutely perfect. Rain in the forecast. 3rd down and 6 at the 21. They're 4 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. Rourke in trouble, goes down. They brought the house. Jim Knowles, led by JT Tuimoloau. Jack Sawyer there. A loss of 11.
And we're just going to have a party at the quarterback right here. You got Simon, you got Tuimoloau, and you got Sawyer from the offensive right, and everybody is going to get to number 9. Rourke tries to spin out of there. He's got nowhere to go. Look how fast this happens, that rush around the edge.
After the Oregon loss, Ryan Day went down and spent time with the defense. He had 2 weeks because they had a bye. Things have changed since then for this Buckeye defense. Downs. And Caleb Downs, the Alabama transfer and starting safety, gains 10 yards on a 46-yard punt. Ohio State with great field position. They're getting to the quarterback early. Buckeyes down by 7. 10 of the 44 for Ohio State. Howard, low snap again. Underneath, caught. And it's Emeka Ibuka. And Ibuka, he wants to get into the act a little bit more. His catches and targets have gone down.
Yeah, it's interesting because you would think like, oh man, you know, I'm sure he wants the ball. But then when you talk to Coach Day or Coach Hartline, the wide receiver coach, they'll say that Emeka Ibuka is the most unselfish of any of the Buckeyes. Came back in this senior year of his last year as an Ohio State player, in part to mentor the guy next to him, Jeremiah Smith.
2nd down and 2 at the 36. Howard in the flats. Henderson And Henderson tiptoes down the sideline and picks up the first down. However, you know Hintzman is in at center. He started 12 games last year at center. He had problems with snaps. He's having problems today.
Yeah, it's been a little bit off. That's something that we got to keep our eye on. How about Henderson here on the outside, able to just stay in bounds, it looks like, with that right foot.
Howard guns it to the far side. Jeremiah Smith turns it up, gets out of bounds. First down. Money on the rise. Jeremiah Smith gains 12.
You know, this when they establish this rhythm, you know, they just get yards in bunches. It leads me to that last offensive series. Kurt Cignetti helped his defense out with that timeout right before the quarter, Gus. So we had like 5 minutes of break, and then that helped them get that stop. But he's not going to have that opportunity here, as Ohio State has certainly found their way offensively.
Howard starting 12 of 12, 96 yards. First down at the 20. Howard backs up off his back foot, delivers a dime, Ibuka, and he'll gain 8.5 on the play. Stopped by Walker. Gain of 9.
Good route by Ibuka. Here's number 2 in the far side slot. And he works across the field. And then look as he goes back to that back hip to catch the ball. It's so effortless for him. He's such a smooth player on the outside and brings up a short yardage opportunity. And credit Will Howard there. He's 13 of 13. That's his best start of his career. 105 yards so far. And that one, he had a guy right in his face. And he was able to still get that ball down the field.
2 catches, 25 yards. Against Northwestern last week for Ibuka. Second down and 1 at the 11. Howard with time in the corner. Touchdown, Emeka Ibuka. 11 yards. His 9th touchdown of the season.
This is the Jeremiah Smith effect. I wanted you to watch the safety as well as the corner, and they're going to get sucked out of here because of Jeremiah Smith, which leads to a vacancy in the back of the end zone, and that is a defensive end trying to drop out. That's Linnell Carr. He can't defend Ibuka. He tips it, and Ibuka's got the concentration to still haul it in.
Extra point up and good. Howard 5 for 5 on the drive. Emeka Ibuka levels this game at 7. And 88 was John Cooper's first. Both lost to Bill Mallory's Hoosiers. Gus Johnson along with Joel Klett, 7-7. Ohio State response.
I tell you, that was a great response from them. I've been impressed with Indiana, but more so, I've been wondering all day, did you shave the mustache for the big game? All of a sudden, you didn't have a mustache today.
I screwed it up this morning. And
wait, this was a mistake? I didn't realize that.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was just like a big game look. You went with the clean shave, you know?
Former colleague here at Fox Sports in to watch all these great players. First down and 10 at the 25. Rourke drops back, dances, floats it up and incomplete, intended for Lawton.
This is a big possession here for Indiana. Now that the crowd is back into it, this offense needs to establish that rhythm that they had in the first series. And what Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator for Ohio State, what he knows is that he's got to get pressure on Rourke. In the first series, they didn't get to him. Then he started dialing up those blitzes in the subsequent series. So we'll see if he remains aggressive against number 9.
Second down and 10 of the 25. Here comes the pressure. They run it straight ahead. And Caleb Downs comes up with the tackle, gain of 2. When you look at Rourke and his timing, it reminds you a little bit of a guy that's on our team now, number 12, Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the size back there. It's the rhythm with which he plays, and he only struggled really one half this whole year. It was the second half against Michigan, and that's when their pass rush really showed up in their last game. And so this down, a 3rd and 8, this is what Ohio State has to do. They have got to affect the passer with their pass rush.
3rd down and 8 at the 27. Rourke under pressure, and he goes down. Woo! Cody Simon, along with and Ohio State has the football.
How about Cody Simon? Here he comes in on this pressure. Watch him sneak, 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 and then he's going to hit Rourke in the back. Ball comes out immediately, and it bounces right to 58. That's Ty Hamilton, and the Buckeyes are in business inside the 20. Look at that pressure. I tell you what, they were both there. Lorenzo Styles, the nickel number 3, and Rourke knows he just does not have the time in the last 2 series. That's what you have to do against this Indiana team. Jim Knowles in the first series did not blitz. There was just a couple of them, and they went right down the field, speaking of the Hoosiers. And Jim Knowles sitting up there in that box, he thought to himself, absolutely not. I have to affect the quarterback, and that's what he's done on the last 2 series.
Rain starting to come down. A change of mentality took place after that Oregon loss for this Ohio State defense. First down and 10. At the Indiana 18-yard line. Junkins in the backfield. Howard lets it fly. Corner. Incomplete. Jeremiah Smith, the intended receiver. D'Angelo Pons covering.
How about this? These guys were high school teammates. Pons was 1 year ahead of Jeremiah Smith. You think they haven't done this a few times in their life? And Pons is only 5'9", giving up all those inches to Smith, and the fans here want that hold, the grab that they got called against Igbenogson on the opposite side, and it does look like Pons maybe gets a hold of that jersey and got away with it.
First incompletion of the day for Howard. 2nd and 10. Junkins on the pitch, and Junkins goes down. Ooh, nice pursuit by this Indiana defense. That's number 8, C.J. West. He's a fire plug, 6'2", 317, loss of 4.
I tell you what, man, C.J. West is a player. This guy gets right up the field. He's 317 pounds. He's a transfer from Kent State. And this guy's got a remarkable story. Worked really hard academically to get himself here to Indiana, and he's had a great year, and a big reason why this defense has been so effective.
3rd down and 14 at the 22. Travion Henderson now at running back for the Bucks. G. Scott in motion. Howard steps up on the move. Intercepted. Walker plucked it out of the air, and Indiana forces the turnover.
Signetti loving it. His defense showing up. C.J. West again. He's the one with the pressure. He loops around. He's right there for Howard. Howard's got to step up. And then Jelani Thurman just can't hold on. It's tipped up, and it's picked off.
Seven, Indiana forcing the turnover. First down and 10 at their own 11 for Curtis Rourke in the offense. Ellison, the pistol back. High snap handled by Rourke. Ellison gets outside, turns it up, and a positive gain. Jordan Hancock with the tackle after he picked up 5.
Yeah, good run there from Ellison, getting to the outside, got a good block on the outside from his wide receivers before Jordan Hancock could actually corral him. And again, this team, this IU offense, they got to keep themselves in rhythm, and they've got to keep themselves on schedule. And here in a 2nd and 4, Gus, that's exactly what they've done to try to keep that pressure off of their quarterback.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 at the 17. Ellison hit as he crosses the line of scrimmage, but kept those legs moving, and he'll pick up the first down, 8 yards the hard way.
This is a great run by Ellison. Watch him break the tackle in the middle from Cody Simon. Here's Simon, the linebacker, and he's going to step up unblocked, and he's got a free look at Ellison, who runs right through the tackle and ends up moving the chains. Nice job. I tell you what, these guys, this Wake Forest transfer Ellison is, but remember, Gus, he had 427 carries at Wake Forest. Highly experienced player.
5'9", 210, Lawton back in, 5'9", 208. First down at the 24. And some more room for Lawton. Caleb Downs with the tackle, a gain of 6.
And this is exactly what Indiana needed, is a drive in which they calm things down with the run game, slowing down that rush of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Early in the game, these were 2s and 3s, 2 yards, 3 yards for Curt Cignetti. Now they're turning into 4s and 5s. That's a good sign for this offense.
Curt Cignetti signing a new contract this week, 8 years, $8 million a pop. Second and 4th at 30. Lawton outside, and a first down for the Hoosiers. Timely running, timely play calling for Indiana.
I tell you, that was a great block by Zach Horton on the edge. Watch number 44. He's going to be blocking one of the best defensive players in America. That's Downs, and he's able to just get enough as Downs misses Tyson Lawton, who gets the edge, and it's another first down. Quality series here in the run game for the Hoosiers.
And they rave about the tight end, number 44, Zach Horton. First down at the 35. And Rourke sacked again. Third time. Cody Simon. A loss of 8.
They just overload this left side. They're going to bring 4 different Buckeyes just on the left side of the offensive line. They overwhelm them, and then Simon is the one unblocked. Rourke has no chance, and now it's a long yardage opportunity for Indiana, and this is exactly what Ohio State needs. You get them behind the chains, and now that aggressiveness can show up.
Since the Oregon loss, 17 sacks coming into this game. 3 today for Ohio State. They only had 13 prior to the Oregon loss. That's when they had the bye week. Ryan Day spent 2 weeks with the defense, switched some stuff around, paying major dividends for the Buckeyes. 7 up, 2 minutes. Back after this.
3:01, 7-7, 2 minutes left in the half. Rob, so with you coming up on the State Farm halftime. Florida upset winners over LSU last week, trying to soil Ole Miss's playoff chances. Miami at home in a tight one with Wake Forest, and guys, SMU on the verge of locking up an ACC championship game berth. We'll see you at the break.
All right, Soto, thank you very much. Indiana. Second down and 18. Rourke's been sacked 3 times. Here's Rourke to throw it over the middle. Not a lot of room. This ball caught by Williams, and he's slung down quickly. Sonny Styles, who transferred from safety to linebacker, having a great season.
Yeah, and you can see some of those old defensive back skills right there on that screen pass. He's able to just split the linemen and get in there, and now it looks like Ohio State will save some time here inside of 2 minutes as they feel like they can get off the field. They're probably looking at trying to get a stop here and then another timeout to save as much time as they can.
Coming up next on Fox, we've got more college football coming your way as Heisman contender Travis Hunt.
They could clinch a Big 12 title berth with a win in a Utah and BYU win, so we'll see what happens now. That was going to be a great game.
Third down and 18 at the 27. Rourke, delayed handoff. Ellison, and he'll dive forward, pick up 2, maybe 3 on the play in front of Styles. So Ohio State will get it back with 1:47 to go here in the second quarter. Now for a quick message. He's got a Walmart Plus card, Joe Clapp.
I'll tell you what, man. 'Tis the season.
James Evans will punt. Caleb Downs back deep. And this one, muffed. Ohio State. Downs Evans at the 5-yard line. Ohio State has blocked 2 punts in the last 2 weeks. Now they force this with 1:41 to go in the second quarter.
Went right through his hands. James Evans, this was snapped directly onto his chest. Perfect snap. There is a little moisture in the air, but it goes right through his hands. And for the second straight week, the Ohio State offense is going to be set up inside the 10-yard line by their punt return unit. Same thing happened against Northwestern, and Will Howard and this offense looking to punch it in. But remember, Indiana has a 4th down stop today. They also stopped for Curt Cignetti, the Ohio State offense, when they had a 1st down inside the 20 after that last sack fumble. So we'll see what this defense can do in response.
1st down and goal at the 7. Judkins stands next to Howard. Tate in motion. Howard runs it. Dives inside the 5, gains 3.
There's that Colin Klein you were talking about. Again, Colin Klein was his coach at Kansas State. Now he's at Texas A&M. But that quarterback run, that's one thing we've talked a lot to Ryan Day about, the ability of Will Howard to run. They don't do it a lot, but Gus, they feel like it just gives them the ability to be more rugged in the run game, add that extra hat, in particular down in the low red zone like this inside the 5 or in short yardage.
2nd down and goal at the 4. Judkins. And he's turned backwards. Takes a hard hit. Jalen Walker. No gain on the play.
Well, Ohio State is 1 for 3 in the red zone. They've been turned away and did not get points on 2 of those possessions. They came in as the best red zone offense in college football. Do they have 2 downs here? Is this 4-down territory for Ryan Day, or would he take the points and the lead with now almost 30 seconds to go in the second quarter? Watch
Carnell Tate. He's at the top of your screen. 3rd and goal at the 4. They'll hand it off. Henderson! Touchdown Buckeyes! Travion Henderson.
Well, how about that push from that offensive line? You think that they weren't doing much in the run game, and Travion Henderson comes in an explosive run there inside the 5. Great push from the left side of that offensive line.
Travion Henderson, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season. Extra point is good. James Evans bobbled a snap. Sets up Ohio State, and they punch it in. Buckeyes take their first lead of the game.
And Gus, how about Austin Saravelt? Here's the guard who comes in this week. Watch the push he gets with Donovan Jackson on that left side. 67 and 74. Beautiful push. That's right where Henderson was. Remember, Saravelt is filling in now at left guard because of the injury to Seth McLaughlin. We had questions for Ryan Day about what they would do with their offensive line. All of the shuffling around. They've had 2 injuries, huge ones this year. Josh Simmons, he's an NFL left tackle. He went down. That led Donovan Jackson to have to move out to left tackle. Seth McLaughlin, their foundational piece at center. He tore his Achilles this week in practice, and so they've had to move Carson Hemsman back to center. Austin Saravelt goes into guard, and what a push there inside the 5 from the youngster, sophomore from here in Ohio, 320 pounds. That's got to feel good for him.
Buckeyes send it away. Back of the end zone for a touchback. 21 seconds to go, 2nd quarter. Curtis Wolk back on the field. Last 3 drives been tough sledding for the Hoosiers.
Yeah, and what has it been, Gus? We've been talking about it. It's been the pressure and the blitzing from Jim Knowles. And look at Curt Cignetti. He just wants to get into halftime. Headset already off. Looks like they'll just take a knee right here and go into halftime down 14-7.
Halftime in Columbus. Will Howard says, let's go. Buckeyes, number 2 team in the nation. Another top 5 game for Ohio State. Their 3rd of the season. Their first top 5 game at home. Curt Cignetti could have been 7-7. His team made a mistake. Coming up, Rob and the boys with the halftime show right here from Columbus.
affect Rourke. That's what they saw in the second half of that Michigan game 2 weeks ago. Indiana has had an off week to try to prepare for this, but what they couldn't prepare for was that pressure package from Jim Knowles and the defense of the Buckeyes.
Indiana allows it to go into the end zone. Let's go downstairs and check in with JT.
Gus, thanks. Well, Joel liked what he was seeing from the Buckeyes defense. So did Coach Day. He was obviously very complimentary of that pressure. He said, I like that we got them into that silent cadence. We're getting to the quarterback. That needs to continue. What he was sick over was what they didn't do on offense. 2 for 4 in the red zone. That needs to be better, and a huge stop coming up they need to get against Indiana. Now, Coach Signetti told me this. There are no 14-point touchdowns. Got to get our feet back. Got to get back to our momentum. Need to protect our quarterback. The longer we stay in this game, more pressure on them.
All right, Jen, 1st and 10 at the 25. Ellison straight ahead, and he'll get to the 31, a 5-yard pickup. Arvell Reese, who's been getting a lot of burn for this Ohio State defense with the tackle.
Yeah, he's been playing pretty well, and what's interesting for me is Igbinosun on the outside is back in the game. So they've rotated. Jermaine Matthews, 24, came in the last couple of series in the first half after Igbinosun had a couple of flags early. Now number 1 is back on the field. Does IU target him on this series?
2nd and 5 at the 30. Ellison again, stutter step. Lost the ball. Ohio State has it. Or do they? Cody Simon jumped on it. Couldn't hold on, and it looks like it squirts out, and Indiana recovered it.
Great hit by Lathan Ransom, number 8. Watch Ransom. He's going to come in, and he knocks the ball loose with that right hand. He punches it out. Simon has the opportunity to recover, but you can see it squirts out. There's the ball at their feet. And what a great wrestle job from Mike Kadick, the center from IU, a guy that is not a transfer player. He's been here. This is the 5th time he's played Ohio State, and he comes up with a monster recovery.
3rd down and 3 at the 32. And a flag.
Late game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Give the credit to the fans here. It is loud in this building.
And they're just trying to use the clap as the cadence, and you can see Rourke trying to clap furiously, trying to get that snap, and Kadick, the center, can't hear him, and here comes the Buckeye faithful. Listen to this place.
Ryan Day said, let's make it the loudest Ohio Stadium's ever been. That's what you want in November. Rourke in trouble. Rourke lets it go. Incomplete. He had backside pressure. Miles Price the target, but Rourke hit. Looks like JT Tuimoloau with the hit.
Well, this is what's wild, is that they've got the one-on-one and they feel like they can get a quick throw to the outside, but watch how fast this pressure gets to the backfield. They don't block JT Tuimoloau. He is right there. And so Rourke doesn't have the requisite time to sit there. He's got to try to anticipate way outside, and it's just out of the receiver's reach.
James Evans will punt it away from his own 12. Caleb Downs, the deep man, at the 25. Evans. Downs lets it take a bounce, picks it up at the 21, spins out of traffic, up the sideline with room. Here he gallops, cuts it back. Downs, the Alabama transfer here at Ohio State. Touchdown, world famous.
He lets it bounce. It comes right to him, and there's the spin away from the long snapper, Mark Langston, 47, and now it's a foot race. Great cutback. How about the block from 11, C.J. Hicks on the sidelines, and the Alabama transfer. One of the best safeties in the country, Caleb Downs, to the house.
Folks, yesterday we were at the lunchroom talking to Carnell Tate. All of a sudden we looked up. Caleb Downs was sitting right with us. He had his glasses on. He looked like he was a biology student. But on the field, on Saturday, he's a rough and tumble Buckeyes, and Curt Cignetti knows it. Ohio State, 21-7.
That's his first punt return. Buckeyes' first punt return since 2014. Also Indiana. That was Jalen Marshall. And Gus, how about the punt team from Indiana today? Costing them basically 14 points. That return, they had the drop snap from James Evans earlier in the game, set Ohio State up for their score, and you're sitting here a 14-point deficit, and it's all attributed to the special teams.
Let's go downstairs to Jenny.
Well, guys, I just wanted to give you guys a little something to keep an eye on when it comes to Curtis Rourke. Now, obviously, we know he had that surgery on that right thumb. When I sat down with him this week, he told me it hadn't been bothering him, but just now he was having that thumb retaped, adding some padding. Now, he also mentioned that he lost the nail when he had that injury against Nebraska. It appears to be something that's on his mind, and Joel, you know more than anyone how much that might impact his touch right now for this game.
Yeah, it's hard enough, Jenny, when it gets a little cooler like this and the football becomes a little bit more hard and slick. And Rourke, who's 6 of 10 for 50 yards. And to be honest, it's not a problem throwing the ball. It's a problem protecting him. He just doesn't have time to get the ball out of his hand.
First down at the 25. 21 unanswered points for Ohio State. Lawton. And Lawton with a slashing run. And we haven't seen Indiana play from behind very often this year.
They've been dominant against their schedule. There's been a lot made of their schedule, and granted, it hasn't been great. 106th ranked strength of schedule in the country, but they've been dominant against that schedule. As Curt Cignetti would tell you, they've beat their opponents by an average of 30. That's the best in college football. The only time they trailed, Gus, is against Michigan State. They were down 10-0.
Second down and 2 at the 33. Indiana trying to come back. Rourke, quick gun over the middle, incomplete. They bottle up Omar Cooper, Igbinosun defensively. Indiana has beaten only one team with a record better than 500. Washington is 6-5.
Yeah, and again, that's what everyone's been talking about around college football. And Indiana they've been dominant against the schedule that they've played. They have struggled today. And in particular on third down, after that first series, they have yet to convert a third down after that touchdown series in the first quarter.
Third down and 2 at the 33. Rourke finds Lawton, and incomplete. And Indiana will turn it over on down. Sonny Styles again in coverage.
Well, this time they don't pressure, and yet Rourke, because of all the pressure, watch how hurried he is from his spot at quarterback as he's just trying to get this swing route out right away, but it's covered. That's a beautiful job by Sonny Styles. And again, Gus, you said it earlier, he switched from safety to linebacker, but there are moments during a game that you see those safety skills show up. That's one of them, recognizing that route and being right there at the throw spot.
Evans will punt it away inside his own 20. Downs, who just returned one for a touchdown. And it will take an Indiana bounce. And Ohio State, they may be looking for this young man, Jeremiah Smith. Take a shot.
Yeah, this might be a series where you kind of go for the jugular here, try to get downfield.
Howard sets up. Howard, sideline throw. Ibuka over the shoulder with the grab, and he'll get to midfield. A gain of 26.
And you see that they're going to go fast here and give a little tempo. So first of all, Smith, he's going to clear things out right down the middle of the field. If you've got him open, you go to him. And then Ibuka just comes in that vacant area that Smith cleared out because of his go route, and it's an easy pitch and catch.
6 catches, 55 yards for Emeka Ibuka, including a touchdown. Here's the run. And he'll gain 3.
And this offense, yes, they've been stopped a couple of times in the red zone, but Gus, after their first series of the game, the 3-and-out, every other series they've been able to move the football. The secondary for Indiana is having a really hard time keeping up with these wide receivers, and as long as Will Howard gets some protection, they're winning on the outside. That is their clear advantage, and they need to lean into that.
2nd down and 7 at the 47. Henderson running left, tries to follow his blocks, and he'll get to the line of scrimmage. No gain. Well defended. C.J. West plugging it up.
Man, I tell you, C.J. West, this guy, he just jumps off the film. I think he's their best defensive player. Kamara gets all the love because of his production, and granted, he came in leading the league in sacks, but it's really C.J. West that makes things go, and why it's been hard for Ohio State to run the football. If they can't block 8, then the play blows up. But if you get 8 blocked, you can get the ball downfield. You can run the football. The whole key is getting the nose tackle blocked.
3rd down and 7 at the 47. Howard sets up, sideline throwing. Money on the rise. Jeremiah Smith going up high. Gains 13.
Here's what I love about this throw is that Ryan Day told us there are times, even when he's double covered, what did he say? Helmet or higher. That's the ball placement for Will Howard. It's like, hey, listen, 4 is just an absolute beast out there. So what do? Helmet or higher? He's double covered? Okay, fine. Get it up top. Let him go up the ladder and grab it, and he's able to do that for a completion.
1st down at the 34. Howard hands it off, and it's Henderson. They push the pile forward. But the thing that's different about this Ohio State team since Oregon is this offensive line. They've had to shuffle things around, but the mentality is starting to change, and they're led by number 74, Donovan Jackson, who will be an All-American this year. Making his 4th start at left tackle. He could play anywhere on this offensive line.
You know, they say he dropped about 7 pounds just for lateral movement. But Donovan Jackson moving from guard to left tackle, he has made that transition seamlessly and played very well.
2nd down and 5. Here's a handoff. Judkins jitterbugging. 1st down.
And the thing that I love about this offense, Gus, is that they've got answers. You know, they can run the football. They can throw the football. They can run the quarterback. You know, there's a lot of great offenses around the country, but there are very few that have this amount of options and this amount of quality players. It's one of the reasons why Ohio State is still the betting favorite to win the national championship, because when they get into these matchup games, regardless of what the defense tries to take away, Chip Kelly has options, and he has places to go with the football.
1st down at the 21. Here's the reverse. Smith. Another 1st down for the Buckeyes inside the 10. Farrell with the tackle, but it's a 13-yard gain.
Why not just hand it to him? You know, I tell you, and this is what I mean. I mean, you can't just focus on stopping Jeremiah Smith because they've got Emeka Egbuka. You can't just focus on Smith and Egbuka because they've got Carnell Tate. You can't focus on Quinshon because they've got Travion. And then, oh, by the way, Will can run the football. G. Scott has made big catches. And this offensive line, their job is to keep 18 clear, keep him clean in the pocket, and then cover up color up front. They block those defensive linemen. The backs can take care of the rest.
1st down and goal of the 9. Tate in motion. Here's a handoff. Right side, Henderson. Inside the 5. Fisher with the tackle, a 5-yard gain. Ohio State inching closer.
Well, this is what I'm just talking about just cover up color. So what does the offensive line do? They get everyone blocked down low, and it's let the back handle the linebacker. Aiden Fisher steps up, and he's able to step away and gain some extra yardage.
Defensive end. IU had a season low 246 yards versus Michigan in their last game. They have 68 yards today, and the Ohio State offense is making IU pay for their lack of production offensively, just driving and grinding the football. now faced with a 2nd and goal at the Indiana 4. Will Howard, the big fella, 6'4", 235. This is his territory. And they'll hand it off. Henderson spinning. Will get close to the goal line. Gains 3.
How about this spin in the backfield? Take a look. That's number 21 in the backfield, getting loose. Hardy had a free run. He's a freshman from Lakeland High School in Florida. Could not get Travion on the ground. Now it's inside the 1.
3rd down and goal at the 1. T formation for Ohio State. Howard, play fake, end zone, touchdown! Buckeyes! Thurman, wide open. Jelani Thurman, the sophomore from Georgia.
Well, as this play develops, Will Howard is lucky that he got Jelani Thurman because Trey Henderson is wide open looking for the ball, and Thurman is able to just release after he gets knocked back inside, and he's opened the back of the end zone for a touchdown. And Jelani Thurman, the sophomore, he was a 4-star recruit. He was the number 3 tight end in the country coming out of high school, and he has gotten better and better and better. And there's a beautiful touchdown catch.
The extra point good for fielding. Ohio State starting to break this game wide open. 10-play drive, 75 yards. Buckeyes chew up 5 minutes and 45 seconds to take a 28-7 lead.
I tell you what, this Ohio State team, they found that rhythm in the 2nd quarter, and now it has been all Buckeyes. Thurman on the sideline. Oh, a little too much celebrating over there as he gets to his tight end group.
And to say that,
what a feeling it must be for Thurman to get into the end zone and for this team, you know, and this feels very reminiscent to that Penn State game. Gus, remember that 10-0 hole that they fell in Happy Valley, and then the Buckeyes roared back and won that game. And here they were down 7-0, and it's been 28 unanswered from the Buckeyes.
Ryan Day. This is his 3rd game against the top 5 team this year. The first 2 on the road at Oregon, at Penn State. Lost by 1 at Oregon. Dominated Penn State physically in Happy Valley. Now dominating Indiana. An undefeated 10-0 team in Columbus. Smash mouth. Ground and pound. Body slamming Buckeyes. 1st and 10 at the 25. Lawton. 1st down IU. Simon with the tackle. Gain of 12.
Gotta have it on this series. This is the most important series IU has had all game long. You got to give yourself some chance here. It's a 3-possession game. You're down 21. Now there's under 5:45 left in the 3rd quarter. They've got to go down and get points, preferably a touchdown, obviously.
But can they pass protect? That's been the problem. Buckeyes have been feasting in the Indiana backfield. 1st down from the 37. They'll stretch it out left this time. Lawton tries to turn the corner and does. Has room, and he'll gallop out of bounds at the 40. Tyson Lawton, James Madison transfer. He's from Staten Island, New York. Gain of 21.
I tell you, these 2 backs have been very good today. If you take away the sack yardage, Lawton has gone 9 for 60, Ellison 11 for 44. They're each over 4 yards per carry.
1st down. Another handoff. Not as much room. Lawton gains 2.
And what they're going to do is they're going to force Ohio State to bring those safeties down. And when the safeties are down, they get one-on-ones on the outside. And that's where they want to play, is on the outside with guys like Elijah Surratt. You know, Omar Cooper on the outside, maybe Miles Cross as well, and throw those back shoulder fades and those one-on-one routes that they were successful with early in the game.
2nd and 8 at the 40. Ellison. And Ellison ridden down hard by Sonny Styles. Tackle for a loss of 3.
Well, you better be geared up for pressure right here. It's 3rd and long, and Jim Knowles, ever since that first series, has brought the house. We'll see if he continues with that strategy, and they've been able to get home. The pass protection has just not been there for Curtis Rourke. He needs to think about trying to get this ball out of his hand quickly.
3rd down and 11. 3 sacks for Ohio State in this game. Rourke, quick fire, incomplete on 3rd and 11. Price, the intended receiver. Now Indiana has to make a decision. Do they go for it?
They're not in field goal range, and about this same spot last week, 2 weeks ago against Michigan, Curt Cignetti kept his offense on the field and went for it on a 4th and 12. I don't think, listen, Ohio State's offense has been up and down the field. So a punt's not going to help you here. You got to keep your offense on the field. You got to go for this, and it looks like they'll actually take a timeout and think about it on the sideline.
Indiana 10 of 19 on 4th downs this season, facing a 4th and 11. Saturday is sponsored by Modelo, now recruiting full-time fans. Please drink responsibly. 28-7 Ohio State. 3:42 to go in the 3rd. Buckeyes ready to get it back once again.
Man, Gus, I know it's 4th and 11. I'm surprised that they're punting this ball. You know, you can't bank on the fact that you're going to get a stop with the way that the offense for Ohio State has played. I thought Curt Cignetti would be more aggressive than this. This was his chance to keep your offense on the field and try to go get a score after a pretty quality series, but he chooses to punt here.
Evans from the 42. Brandon Ennis this time back deep, and he has it inside the 10. All right, time now for these trivia questions that you only get right. Here's today's Aflac trivia question, sponsored by Aflac. Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with Aflac. Who was the last team to play 3 top 5 teams in a single regular season?
I mean, I would guess it would be either like an SEC West team or it would be a Big Ten East team. Yeah, I'm thinking of like an LSU or a Penn State or something along those lines. Or, you know, maybe even an Indiana or an Ole Miss. Maybe LSU?
All right, we're going to go with LSU. Let's see if you're right. 1st down and 10 of the 9. Judkins. Here's your answer, folks.
Ah, I love it.
Man, you're pretty good. I can't believe you.
Well,
do you see this before?
No, I just like those 2 divisions. Remember when the conferences had to, we don't have divisions anymore, but in those 2 divisions, you were just constantly having ranked teams inside the top 10.
I don't know, man. I think somebody's slipping you the answer. Too consistent. 2nd down and 7 at the 12.
You'll never know.
Here's a pitch. Judkins follows his blocks, and he'll go out of bounds. Gains 2, maybe 3. Carr Jr. pushes him out of play.
Well, now this is the type of series where you're going to try to lean on that physicality up front and develop it. Because remember, this is the first time that this group up front as an offensive line has played together. You have Carson Hinsman going in at center, Austin Sarveld in at left guard after the injury to Seth McLaughlin. And so this is your opportunity to grind it out a little bit. But do not be surprised if at some point, if they're able to get this 1st down and move the chains a couple of times, if they take a shot down the field.
3rd down and 5 at the 14. Howard underneath, incomplete. Well defended by this Indiana Hoosiers team. Pons knocks that out of Smith's hands.
I really like D'Angelo Pons. He's another one of these JMU transfers. Came with Curt Cignetti last year at JMU as a true freshman. He was a freshman All-American, freshman of the year semifinalist, all Sun Belt He had 51 tackles, a couple of interceptions, came up to Indiana. He's only 5'9", 170, but he's held his own against Jeremiah Smith today.
Joe McGuire punting out of his own end zone. Miles Price, the deep man, at the 45. First punt since the first possession for Ohio State. And it's fair caught by Price. 44-yard punt. So Curtis Rourke back on the field. He struggled today to find his rhythm. 6 of 13, 50 yards.
Yeah, and that's because of that pass rush, you know, and they haven't had the ability to throw the football much because of the pass rush. The run game has been okay. Again, the backs, Tyson Lawton and Justice Ellison have been decent today. That's when they've been gaining yards.
First down at the 41. Rourke pulls it out, sacked again. Fourth sack of the day to Imoloau. Jack Sawyer in the backfield.
This was the major knock against Ohio State in these top 5 matchups. If you took a look at their history, whether it was playing Georgia a few years ago, all these games against Michigan the last few years, Oregon earlier this year, their pass rush was nowhere to be found. Not many sacks in any of those games, most of them losses. Now you look at the last couple, they were able to get to Aller against Penn State and certainly get into Rourke here today.
Loss of 7, 2nd and 17. Here's the delayed handoff to Ellison, who get to the 40. Styles defensively.
And Indiana has totally abandoned that one-on-one game on the outside to their wide receivers. We have not seen Elijah Surratt. Granted, there has not been a lot of protection, but I just wondered to myself, listen, Gus, as a quarterback, I know the fastest thing I can throw is probably a bubble screen, and then the next one is a back shoulder fade. I can get that out of my hand very quickly, and they have not gone back to that today. I've been very surprised that they haven't.
3rd down and 10 at the 41. Rourke in trouble, and again he goes down. This time it's Captain Jack Sawyer.
This defense has changed itself. No longer is it just the straight 4-man rush that we got against Oregon and in previous top 5 matchups in the past. Now they're running these stunts, bringing blitzing. Sawyer looping around from his defensive end spot right up the gut of the offense into the lap of Curtis Rourke, and there is the Ohio kid, Jack Sawyer, who has been great today.
From Pickerington. Rourke under fire the entire game. That takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. How about these Buckeyes? 28-7. Ohio State heads into the 4th with a huge lead. Brilliantly in this game. Can they keep it up? And can Indiana figure out a way to slow down this Ohio State defense? Evans, another punt. Caleb Downs, who ran one back earlier, picks it up. Still on the feet. And finally goes down at the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt, 3-yard return.
Pacific Life Game Summary sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. Ohio State, 28 unanswered points. There's Caleb Downs, the safety, with the punt return touchdown. Jelani Thurman in on the action, a touchdown catch from Will Howard. And then this defense has just been smothering Curtis Rourke. The pass rush has been outstanding. 5 sacks so far. They have not given up a point since that first series for the Hoosiers.
The Buckeyes have the football. First down at their own 30. Howard drops it off in the flats. G. Scott, who's really emerging as a tight end target for this Ohio State offense, gains 3.
Well, now this offense, they can go into a mode where they can huddle up. You don't have to necessarily milk the clock, but you can certainly be deliberate. Indiana, you can see, has run 43 plays to Ohio State's 42. Time of possession about equal, but look at the yards. The defense for Ohio State after that first series has been totally dominant.
2nd down and 7 at the 33. Will Howard, terrific leader for this Ohio State team, made his 38th career start today. Straight ahead, Judkins, and a 1st down.
You know, you bring up a great point about the leadership of Will Howard. When Seth McLaughlin went down, the coaches said Will Howard was the one on Tuesday that brought the team and the energy level up.
There's Seth, Alabama transfer. First down. Judkins, and he'll be tackled for a loss this time. Runs into a pile. Led by Asbury. Let's go downstairs and check in with Jen.
Well, it's a great point, Gus, about Seth McLaughlin and Will Howard, how close the two are. And like you guys pointed out, Will Howard was so crucial at practice on Tuesday, making sure the guys continue to play hard for Seth. Now, I had a great chat with Seth yesterday, and obviously I was concerned about how his spirits were. And he said, you know what, John, I'm really excited to tell you about the fundraiser I've been running. I've been raising money for a local food bank, selling hats online. He told me surgery is scheduled for Monday. I'm going to be okay, and I came here to win a national championship. I'm going to do whatever I can to help my team in a new way. Coaching on the sideline, I'll be the hype guy.
Thank you, Jenny. 2nd and 10 at the 41. Judkins turns it up. Pons with the tackle, gain of 3.
You know, you got to give this O-line a lot of credit. Carson Hinsman, who's been starting the last couple of games at left guard, he's now back in his position where he started last year at center, and he's played well today. Austin Sareveld has come in. He's played well today. They haven't been dominant on the ground, only 3 yards per carry, but they've kept Howard clean. He's had the ability to get down the field and showcase these wide receivers.
3rd down and 7 at the 44. Trips at the top of your screen. Howard. Underneath. Henderson. And he will not have enough for the 1st down. Gets 6 on 3rd and 7. And Ohio State will, well, looks like they're keeping their offense on the field. Ball at midfield.
They've been aggressive this year. Unlike any other year under Ryan Day, you take a look at what they've been doing on 4th down, and they have attempted more 4th downs this year than he has previously. 21 of them they've gone for. They've converted on 15 attempts, Gus, so a really solid 4th down percentage so far this year.
From midfield, Judkins, play fake, Howard, fires, caught, sideline, Ibuka, another 1st down for the Buckeyes. Emeka Ibuka, a gain of 26 on 4th and 1.
Ibuka is just so good. Watch as he just releases right here and just runs away from the man coverage. There's nothing Jameer Johnson can do. And on 4th and short, everybody's got to be up near the line of scrimmage. Good play fake from Howard. And it's an easy completion because of the speed of Emeka Ibuka away from Jameer Johnson, the corner.
Brian Hartline, the wide receivers coach, a former NFL player, has done such a terrific job in his 8 seasons with the Buckeye program. 1st and 10 at the 25. Howard underneath, incomplete. But so many great wide receivers recently have come out of this program. It's just amazing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Hartline, I mean, it's easy to call him the best position coach in America for 2 reasons. Number one is his ability to identify talent and recruit that talent. They've gotten it. And then develop that talent, whether it's Marvin Harrison, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. All Americans, Gus. And the guy who had to leave in order to get playing time, Jamison Williams, at Alabama, became an All-American. All from under Brian Hartline's watch.
2nd down and 10 at the 25. And a whistle.
False start. Offense. Number 77. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
And let me give you a stat, Joel, for Brian Hartline and his wide receivers. Ohio State wide receivers, the money they've made in the NFL since 2017. 121,462,571. Guaranteed money.
So you're telling me that's good?
I think if you play wide receiver, you may want to come to Ohio State and play for this man.
Well, why does Jeremiah Smith choose to come to Ohio State? He's the #1 recruit in the country. Top of your screen, right? Well, why does he choose Ohio State? To play for Brian Hartline, Ryan Day, Chip Kelly.
Second down and 15. Screen, near side. G. Scott makes the first man miss. Flag on the play. He's knocked down inside the 25.
Legal block in the back. Offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the infraction. Remains second down.
That'll be Donovan Jackson.
Yeah, these are the same blocks, you know, on these screen passes. We saw this called once earlier, and they think it's from the side. Official thinks that from the back. I think those are poor calls. I think they're judgment calls, though. Some officials would say, no, that's clearly a block in the back. I think it's clearly from the side. We've seen it called twice today against Ohio State, but you know, I guess letter of the law, but he's certainly in front of him, and then the defender dips his inside shoulder and exposes his own back. I think it's a poor call.
Second down and 22 at the 37. Judkins. And you know, you got to give a lot of credit to one man and one man in particular. When you look at this Ohio State football program, that man is right now living in Arizona playing golf all the time. 36 holes. His name is Gene Smith. He's a former athletic director. Gene Smith had a succession plan in place when Urban Meyer decided to leave, and it's worked wonderfully.
Well, that is a big part of modern college football, and I think you've seen programs around the country start to emulate what a program like Oklahoma did earlier with Bob Stoops moving to Lincoln Riley, and then Urban Meyer saw that. He tried to move on and leave it in capable hands with Ryan Day, which is clearly the case. But in both of those cases, they're going to call a timeout to avoid the delay. But Gus, I would just make another point, and Gene Smith certainly saw Ryan Day's talent, but they also went out and identified a quarterback. They got Justin Fields that first year. That also helps.
Ryan Day, Jim Knowles, and, well, Chip Kelly didn't even show up.
Oh, man.
But yesterday they were calm and cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Yeah.
Stuart Scott was here.
You know what that's about? I think the more times you do something, the more comfortable you get in that situation. I think that this coaching staff and these players are comfortable being uncomfortable, and that's what top 5 matchups are.
Sideline throw at the 25, caught by Jeremiah Smith. Now they say incomplete. And I'll bring up 4th down and long.
I thought he controlled this while he got his foot down. There's control. There's a foot. Yeah, that's a catch. As long as he controlled it as he was going out of bounds, and he does, I'm sure they'll take a look at that. And they think that they have and awarded him the catch. Yeah, okay, so now the ball is moved up, Gus. It's going to be at about the 27-yard line. And it'll be a 4th down, and Ohio State will bring on their field goal kicker.
Jaden Fielding, 7 of 8 on the season, a long of 46 yards. In his career, he's 14 for 14, under 40 yards. This one from 45. And count it. 31-7. Buckeyes. 8:56 to play in the 4th here at the Shoe. Welcome back. Ohio State with a 31-7 lead, under 9 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. And what was it that Ryan Day, during that bye week after the Oregon loss, when he went down and spent time with the defense. What did he say? He said he had to have some hard conversations.
Well, I tell you, what he did is he revamped what they wanted to do with their pressure and how they got to the quarterback, and that certainly changed since then. And today, they've had the opportunity, you know, to get after the quarterback. And one of it, Gus, is that they relied on, throughout their history, a four-man rush. And they've had incredible pass rushers, from Chase Young to the Boses. You know, you think about all these guys. And they relied on those down four, and they felt like they would rely on the down four this year as well with Sawyer and Tui Moloau, but they faced Oregon, and Dylan Gabriel was kept clean in the pocket. They didn't get to him, and they lost another big game. And the tough conversations were, hey, do we need to do something different to try to get after the quarterback? And so they expanded their defensive playbook in terms of how they rush the quarterback and the way that those front four rush the quarterback. Do we need to incorporate a blitz? And they've done that. And so you see now the pressure today. What do you see? More blitzing. You see the safeties and linebackers getting involved. Cody Simon, a couple of blitzes and 2.5 sacks. Then the pass rushers show up. Now the ends are involved. But what do you see? The stunts and the twists up front. That's what's new for Ohio State since the early part of the season.
5 sacks today for the Buckeyes. So that's 22 sacks, folks, since the Oregon game. Prior to that, they had 13. So the conversations, those hard conversations had by Ryan Day with Jim Knowles and his defense. Larry Johnson, the defensive line coach. They made the adjustments. That's the sign of a great program, a great head coach. 3rd down and 3 at the 32. Handoff and a first down for IU. Tyson Lawton. Clock keeps winding. 7:30 to play.
I mean, look at what they've done defensively, you know, since that Oregon game. They just have not given up many points. In fact, they only have given up 2 total touchdowns in the 4 games since the Oregon loss. They gave up the 1 touchdown today, so it's 3 total touchdowns in now almost, you know, 5 games.
First down at the 37. Lawton again. Is this a white flag being thrown up by Indiana? They're not trying to push the ball down the field, down 31-7, still running it, wasting time on the clock.
It certainly seems that way. Kurt Cignetti, I think, is probably cognizant of what the narrative is around the country. There's 2 things at play here. One is there's a narrative that Indiana has got to lose, quote unquote, a certain way to keep their standing in the college football playoff. But then there's also Curtis Rourke and his health. Like, if you throw the ball, you're exposing him to this pass rush, which already has 5 sacks, and he's been under duress even more times than that.
Rourke guns it underneath. Surratt with the catch and a first down. And when you look at Indiana, you know, people are saying that they haven't played anybody, but when the schedule came out, they had Ohio State on their schedule and Michigan and Washington, the 2 teams that played in the national championship game last year.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly didn't look as easy as what it has been since, you know, and they can't control what those other teams have become, and what they can control is how dominant they've been. Here's a ball on the sideline. That's going to go out of bounds, but what they can control is how dominant they've been. There is no team in the country that has been more dominant over their schedule than Indiana. They've won by an average of 30 points per game in their 10-0 start. That's number 1 in the country. And today it hasn't gone their way, and in large part due to their special teams. You know, this is a much tighter game if you're talking about taking away those 2 giant special teams mistakes by their punt team.
2nd down and 10. Ellison. Gain of 3.
Gus, this is what I'm talking about. You know, how much different is this game if Evans just punts that ball away? That was a tie game, 7-7, and then in the beginning of the 3rd quarter, they get it away, and Caleb Downs takes it the distance. So just that unit alone, the punt team, giving up 14 points.
Rourke scrambles out of the pocket, throws on the move, caught. And that is Keyshawn Williams. 5 Indiana receivers have 20 or more catches on the season. Gain of 6 here.
They certainly spread it around, and now Rourke finally getting himself out of the pocket. Good catch right there. Strong hands from Keyshawn Williams. Had a big day against Michigan in their last outing, 6 for 70 yards. And a nice catch right there. Brings up 4th and short. They'll stay on the field.
Fourth down and 1 at the 43. And they pick up the first down with Rourke. Run pass option there. Nice deception as he gets close to the 30.
You know, it's so fascinating. It's like now the game is out of hand, and all of a sudden Rourke is moving out of the pocket. He keeps it on his own read. They're in short yardage. And for the majority of this game, he's been standing like a statue in the pocket, and the rush has been able to get home. It's like, where was this earlier in the game? This creativity to try to get number 9 out of harm's way in terms of that pass rush.
First down at the Ohio State 35. Rourke, play fake. Over the middle, incomplete. That one thrown behind his target. And that target, Keyshawn Williams.
You know, I look at this Indiana team, and you look at what they've been able to do this year as you take a look at that last one, just behind Williams, the Wake Forest transfer. They have been a great story in college football. They have been thoroughly dominant over the schedule that they've played. Has it been great? No. But as Kirby Smart likes to argue, hey, it's tough to go places against great defenses in their building and win. And Kirby Smart wants a pass for losing to Ole Miss, and I'm sure Curt Cignetti is going to want a pass from the committee for playing the #1 defense in the country here in the shoe.
That one incomplete. Surratt.
That one was right on the money from Rourke.
If Ohio State wins this game, they still need to beat Michigan to get to the Big Ten championship game, so there will still be plenty to play for next week, including the fact that the Wolverines have beaten them 3 straight. 3rd and 10 at the 35. Ellison. First down.
Man, I love him. Don't you?
Yes.
Justice Ellison, the senior from Virginia, Wake Forest transfer. He came in with almost 2,000 yards in his career, just running hard.
Sideline throw, and caught on that sideline by Omar Cooper Jr.
Rourke's pass is complete to Omar Cooper Jr. Flag on the play.
Man, what a catch.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, that really is the concentration there. There is a flag on the field, so the officials waiting for Curt Cignetti on the other side to see if he wants to accept it. Have not seen a signal yet. Curt Cignetti wants to know, you can tell, like, well, was it a catch? And then where will it be marked off from that point?
Curt Cignetti comes from coaching royalty. His dad.
Legal substitution. Defense. More than 11 players on the field. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains first down.
His dad, Frank, former head coach at West Virginia University, where Curt played quarterback.
There you see they're trying to get Mitchell Melton off of the field, and that ball got snapped as he was still trying to get off of the field.
First down and 5 at the 19. Rourke looking for that first down, and he has it. What a job Curtis Rourke had done coming over from Ohio.
Yeah, he really has, and it hasn't been his day. And you know, you think about the way that this roster was constructed, Gus. You know, all these transfers. I think in a lot of ways, Curt Cignetti has transformed college football, because there will be a lot of copycats in terms of how to try to turn a program around in the quickest way possible, with what Deion Sanders is doing at Colorado and what Cignetti has done here at Indiana.
Ellison. But when all's said and done, this Ohio State defense has made the huge difference in this game today, a top 5 matchup.
Well, this team certainly lives in this air, don't they? And these are the games that they think about, that they train for, that they talk about every day of the year. And they built one of the great rosters in college football, and it has certainly shown up here on the defensive side today.
2nd down and 9. Rourke, corner, back shoulder, incomplete, flag on the play. And guess who? Igbinosun as usual. He has no problems holding and grabbing.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic. First down.
Takes us to the 2-minute timeout. Ohio State 31, Indiana 7. Ada Nug. 1:58 to play in the 4th. And here are the clinching scenarios for the Big Ten championship partner.
Oregon is already in that game. Then Ohio State, they control their own destiny. They clinch with a win today and against Michigan. Now, if they were to lose next week to Michigan, then Penn State would be in line as long as they win out. And Indiana, if they lose today, they would need a Penn State loss next week to get back in line.
First down and goal at the 2-yard line. Touchdown, Indiana. Tyson Lawton gets in with 1:53 to go.
You know, it's just like you're going to look up at the end of the day. And granted, the defense for Ohio State has been dominant, but now you're looking up at a 17-point game. And 14 of that margin happened against the punt team, essentially, for Indiana. And that's certainly something that I think might get lost in this margin. But if you're a committee member and looking at this game and actually evaluating college football, that would have to be, I would think, at least part of what you evaluate when trying to rank this Indiana team next week.
Looks like Curt Cignetti and the Hoosiers will go for 2.
Make it a 2-score game.
Onside kick coming up, you think?
Absolutely. I mean, that would be the only way that they could get 2 possessions out of this, if they're able to convert here.
Motion out of the backfield. Empty backfield for Rourke. In the corner, and he gets it. It's Omar Cooper with the conversion. 31-15, 2-score game. You never know. 1:53 to play. 31-15. Ohio State onside kick coming up for Indiana after the touchdown. Out of bounds and right out of bounds. Radicic. And he'll get a hug from his coach.
Free kick out of bounds. The ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. And the first down.
What a day from Will Howard today. You know, he's quietly put together one of the great seasons in the country. Came in leading the Big Ten with his 24 touchdown passes. Had 2 touchdowns today. That one to Abuka. And then this one after a really nice play-action fake. Jelani Thurman in the back of the end zone. Howard 22 of 26. Only 4 incompletions. 201 yards. You know, he should probably get more mention for the Heisman Trophy. Oh, breakaway.
Henderson gallops And he slides down. What an unselfish play right there.
That was
unbelievable.
So smart.
Holy Chicago.
I don't think he needed to do that. If it was just a one-possession game at this point, that's exactly what he should do. But the awareness of just understanding game situation over personal stats. Henderson right up the gut, and right here he thinks to himself, you know what? We're better off if I just slide. We can bleed their timeouts. We can bleed more time before we take more of a lead. Again, with a two-possession lead, I think they would be fine if he scores right there. It'd become a three-possession lead. But the smart and unselfish thing to do, Travion Henderson. Wow.
Unbelievable. That's the kind of character on this team, folks. This team has been able to endure, battle obstacles, play together. That's because of their head coach, Ryan Day. A young mastermind who is really starting to put his mark on his team after the legend Urban Meyer leaves. 6th year for Ryan Day.
Remaining schedules for each of these two teams. Indiana will have Purdue next week, and then of course the game right here on Fox on Big Noon Saturday as Ohio State looks to end their three-game losing streak to the Wolverines. Coverage begins at 9 a.m. Eastern. That is an extra hour of Big Noon kickoff, so make sure to set your alarms, get ready for that one, as Rob and the guys will have 3 hours of Big Noon kickoff before the showcase, Ohio State and Michigan.
Will Howard ready to take a knee with 1:11 to go? No, here's the brotherly shove.
I think Ryan Day right now will know that Curt Cignetti is not taking those 2 timeouts. And I would think that under 40 here, he would just take a knee.
And he'll run it and score. Ohio State adds another touchdown, this one late. Will Howard put up some incredible numbers. 2 passing touchdowns, now a rushing touchdown. 37-15.
Curt Cignetti's not going to be happy with that. He was waving the white flag over there, did not take one of his 2 timeouts. And Ohio State decided to sneak it in anyways, extend that margin.
And the extra point is good. 38-15, Ohio State. Emphatic win. Will Howard transferred from Kansas State to do 2 things. Go to the NFL and win a national championship. And he's on course for both.
Remarkable day for Howard. 4 incompletions, 2 touchdowns, 201 through the air. And you look up at the end of the day, and that run game got going, over 100 yards on the ground, 4 yards a pop. Henderson had 68 yards on the ground. Judkins couldn't quite get going, but Henderson with that late run picked it up. And I can tell you right now, partner, we're around this program a lot. You know they want nothing more than the Michigan Wolverines in here next week.
That's right. They've lost to Michigan 3 straight times. Michigan national champions last year. Ryan Day's team, though, starting to turn it up in different areas, especially on the defense. Jack Sawyer, what a great game. Had a chance to talk to Jack and JT Tuimoloau yesterday in the lunchroom. Man, those are 2 big, strong, impressive young men. He said we had to change our mindset. The mentality is different after that Oregon loss.
You know, I think that Ohio State was sending a message directly to Curt Cignetti. Watch Will Howard on the sideline. Fakes like He's putting out his cigarette on the ground. You know, there's something about this Ohio State team. You can say Kurt Cignetti not happy on that side. That's his quarterback coach behind him, Tino Sunseri. And, you know, Ohio State, there was some chirping yesterday in terms of like, hey, there's a little too much confidence over there. They haven't played us.
And the Ohio State coaches were very calm. Remember Kurt Cignetti, when he was introduced in front of the Indiana fans at a basketball game last year, said Ohio State, Michigan, Purdue, all suck. Well, not Ohio State. Ryan Day and the Buckeyes at home pull out a can, 38-15. And Jenny is downstairs with Coach Day.
Guys, thank you so much. Well, Coach, for all the hype surrounding this game, you said the goal was to leave no doubt. How impressed were you with the complete performance?
Yeah, it was, game kind of flipped there with the punt return. I thought, we had a chance to really separate ourselves in the first half. We didn't do that. I thought we played well in the second half. I thought we played physical all across the board. And, our guys had a great look in their eye. And so now it's on to the rivalry game.
Speaking of that look in your eye, you did go and score that last touchdown. What can you tell me about that decision?
Well, we say leave no doubt. And, these guys want to finish the game the right way. Travion did the right thing going down at the 1 yard line. We ate up the clock. We don't want to put the defense back out there. You just never know in games like this. It's a top 5 matchup. So we wanted to finish it the right way and make sure that everybody knows that this is the Ohio State Buckeyes.
You mentioned the rivalry next week. Obviously, it's been a couple years, and I know that you want to finish that one a different way. What should we expect from the Buckeyes next week?
Same thing you got this week, but, that thing, starts right now. The minute that hit, 000. And so we're going to have a great week of work. Can't wait to go.
We'll see you there.
Thanks.